and an off-centered dipole antenna, 80 to 10 meters, and it's 6 feet off the ground, 6 feet off the ground on my privacy fence, and I can get all over. I mean, I can get California, the East Coast, sometimes overseas a little bit. So I'm going to do a end-fed 137-foot antenna and throw it up in a tree here come springtime, and that'll help too.
Well, it sounds like you have quite a station set up there, or at least you're going to have one. Do you have to deal with any HOAs, or are you fortunate enough not to have HOA in your area?
I have HOA, but the back of my house is facing the woods. When I moved down here in 08, they came through. Now I'm from New Hampshire, and I live in Alabama. They came through this woods, I guess, and leveled it down, you know, and then they built houses, put a housing complex. Well, my back door is facing the woods. So from where my sliding glass door is, the woods, there's like a wall of woods, you know, straight down, all the way down. And it's like maybe 40 feet from the sliding glass door. So I could throw a inverted V antenna, you know, like throw it up in one of those trees and come down the wall of the woods, you know, so people can't see it too good and just have the wire come to the house. Or I could go up my 2-story house up to the V with an antenna, you know, where the roof makes a point and stick the thing up there and make an inverted V, come down and go down my roof. So I haven't decided yet. So we'll see what happens with that.
This is WA0 Tier Y for ID. Okay, very good. Well, you know, I don't know how much of a backyard you have, but you might consider possibly a multi-band vertical. I mean, some of those verticals are not that big, and it almost looks like a flagpole. And if you have a 2-story house, and the back of your house backs up to a green belt or a forest, then you might be able to get away with a vertical. But anyway, and I was to ask you, are you a native of Alabama? And I kind of figured you weren't, because it just, I used to be stationed up at Fort Devens, Massachusetts, and I recognize that East Coast accent. This is WA0 Tier 1.
Yeah, you're correct. I probably could maybe get a vertical inside the trees right there. That might be an option too. I didn't think about that. And 2, yes, I'm originally from New Hampshire, graduated high school at 17, went in the Navy for 20 years, and then ended up when I got out in 2003, moved down here. But I just haven't got rid of my Bostonian accent, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, northwest of the Boston area. And actually, if you ever had to fly out of Fort Devens, of course you can go to Boston and fly out of the Boston airport. But you know, good Lord, that's quite a mess, you know, with all the traffic and everything. I found it was easier to fly out of New Hampshire, and I forget the name of the city or the airport, but it was very convenient just to cross over to New Hampshire and fly out of that airport.
True, I live like an hour and a half from Boston, but when we flew out of New Hampshire, we went to the airport. Not Keene Airport. I can't remember the name, but it was like an hour away to the east from where I lived. And the thing is, there was a lot of traffic, no congestion. Also, Hartford, Connecticut was another good place, other than going through Boston. So yeah, it was okay. I just didn't, went to the Navy for 20 years, did my 20 years, came down here and moved out here, and been here ever since. Well, we're gonna have to cut this close because the East Coast Reflector doesn't like you holding it up too long, and we've been talking about 15 minutes, so I'm gonna say 73, you take care, and nice talking to you, and I got you down in the logbook, and I'll be clear and monitoring after your final.
Okay, very good, Kevin. And yeah, I just looked it up on the internet. It's Manchester, New Hampshire, and it's the Manchester Regional Airport. So that is definitely a better way to fly versus going into Boston and dealing with all that mess in the Boston area. So it's the Manchester Boston Regional Airport. Airport code is Mike Hotel Tango, MHT. Anyway, 73, and nice to talk with you, and have a good weekend. This is WA0 Tier Y Clear.
Right, that is what it was, Manchester International Airport. I lived an hour west of that. From the airport, just look at the map, an hour west, and you'll see a little town called Claremont. Claremont, New Hampshire is where I'm from. So you take care, and hopefully I'll catch you on here again. It's KQ4IWN going to be monitoring.